action, Alaska League Baseball. Now the starting lineup for the visiting Oilers. Batting first, number 6, the left fielder, Damon Keith. Batting second, number 7, the second baseman, Camden Vasquez. Batting third, number 29, the right fielder, Jaden Fine. Batting fourth, number 23, the first baseman, Connor McCord. Batting fifth, number 21, the third baseman, Giancarlo Servine. Batting sixth, number 27, the catcher, Jonathan Vila. Batting seventh, number 22, the shortstop, Skylar Messenger. Batting eighth, number 5, the designated hitter, Taylor Johnson. Batting ninth, the number 3, the center fielder, Paul Stephenson. The starting pitcher for the Oilers, number 10, Jake Adams. The Oilers head coach, Kyle Brown. The Oilers assistant coaches, Rolando Sanchez, Ryan Doran, and Larry McCann. Now the starting lineup for your hometown Chugiak Chinooks. Batting first, number 7, the second baseman, Dylan Gardner. Batting second, number 22, the center fielder, Jess Davis. Batting third, number 12, the left fielder, Peyton Keller. Batting fourth, number 24, the designated hitter, Ethan English. Batting fifth, number 23, the catcher, Jay Paul Covington. Batting sixth, number 44, the first baseman, Daniel Freeman. Batting seventh, number 18, the right fielder, Brandon Cody. Batting eighth, number 8, the third baseman, Joe Brazil. Batting ninth, number 7, the shortstop, Tate Fullerton. The starting pitcher for your Chinooks, number 29, Michael Barker. The Chinooks head coach, John Broke. The Chinooks GM and pitching coach, Chris Beck. The Chinooks assistant coaches, Dalton Smith, Troy Herbie, and Sam Potters. And the Chinooks broadcast team, Wyatt Wewell and Josh Salem. And joining us to sing our national anthem tonight, please welcome to Lee Jordan Field, the Chugiak Girls Choir under the direction of Laura Albright.
Glory, glory, hallelujah, His truth is marching on. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We have to kick off our game from Peters Creek, 4 years old, Grayson.
Our umpires tonight at home, Westside grad, Silas Drayton at third from Anchorage Group, Cito Munez, and at first from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Marcus Dolan. A big thank you to the professionals from Orthopedic Physicians of Alaska providing the best in medical care and support to both teams tonight.
Well, hello and welcome out to Lee Jordan Field, home of the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. They're facing off against the Peninsula Oilers tonight here at home, and it's game 2 of the 8 straight games here at home. Chinooks picked up a win 2 days ago against the Pilots, a 3-2 victory. Sam Brace picking up the first win for him this season. My name's Joshua Salem, joined with Wyatt Wheelo. We're your broadcasters for the day, and Michael Barker will be on the mound making another start for the Chinooks. Chinooks trying to start a streak here. Longest winning streak is 3. They just ended the 5-game losing streak with a win against the Pilots on Wednesday. Starting lineup for the Peninsula Oilers, Damon Keith leading off in left field. Batting second, Camden Vasquez, the second baseman. Batting third, the right fielder, Jaden Fine. Connor McCord in the 4-hole as the first baseman. Giancarlo Servine, third baseman, batting fifth. Jonathan Villa behind the plate, batting sixth. Batting seventh, Skylar Messenger. At shortstop, Taylor Johnson getting the start as the designated hitter in the 8th spot, and cleaning up the lineup, Paul Stephenson, the center fielder. We'll see Jake Adams on the mound in the bottom half of this inning. Michael Barker looking for a good day on the mound. The left-hander beginning the windup. First pitch, chopped foul to the first base dugout, and a good ricochet hop right into the hands of the pitching coach for the Chinooks, Chris Beck. Pitch 2 in the dirt, squeaks away from J. Paul Fullerton, but it'll just be ball 1. Defensively for the Chinooks, it's Hayden Keller in left field and center Jess Davis, right fielder Brandon Cody, and on the infield Joe Brazil at third, Pate Fullerton at shortstop. Poke down the right field line, Brandon Cody carrying with it, has a long way to go, he's under it, will make the grab, just a step in fair territory. 1 out in the inning. Out at second is Dylan Gardner. At first base, Daniel Freeman. Behind the plate again, J. Paul Fullerton and Michael Barker on the mound. Your umpires for the night, home plate, Silas Drayton. Third base umpire is Lucito Munoz, and the first base, Marcus Dolan. Lefty on lefty matchup, first pitch, up and inside, ball 1 to Camden Vasquez. 1 out in the inning. And that pitch will paint the outside corner. Good pitch to tie up the count with. The 1-1 pitch. Hit hard to center field. Jess Davis cutting it off in right center. It's going to be extra bases. He'll pick it up, try and get it in. They'll hold him at second as it was just poked well by Vasquez, and he continues to thrive. He has the best average in the league right now. Comes in hitting .429. The next best is the Miners' Eric Webb at .385. Chinooks have the 4th best hitter. It's Hayden Keller at .333 exactly. Runner in scoring position here brings up Jaden Fine, first hit for the Oilers. 1 out double by Camden Vasquez. Jaden Fine, the right fielder, hits next. He'll take ball 1 low and off the plate. No wind here at Lee Jordan Field. Flag to the right of the scoreboard is limp. Poked into right field, and if that falls, it's going to be trouble. Goes just past the glove of Brandon Cody, and that's going to be extra bases for Jaden Fine, and it's out. So he's going to have to go back to second base as it got out of play right out of the gate, and he does not get to go home on that. It was not touched, so he just gets 2 bases. That actually works in the favor of the Chinooks. Was not touched by Brandon Cody, but an RBI double for Jaden Fine. Just a mishit base hit that turns into the first run for the Oilers. They lead 1-0. Saw the same thing happen on Wednesday against the Chinooks. Pilots scored 2 runs in the first inning, couldn't score again. Chinooks would like to keep it at just the 1 run for the Oilers for the remainder of the game. Lefty on lefty matchup as McCord steps in. Connor takes ball 1 upstairs. Corbin Barker ultimately came in after brace in that game and got the save, his first of the season. And inside a little too far in, 2-0 count. 2-0 count, 1 out. Barker a shake. Michael and his brother Corbin. Michael's second year down here. He's from Ridgecrest, California, 6-foot junior at Fresno Pacific University. Delivery, chopped foul, the first base line. Chinooks are shifting Connor McCord to the right side, and shift worked well against him when the Chinooks finally realized he's almost a dead pull hitter. He's got a big opening between short and third base as Pate Fullerton's just standing a step behind second. Jaden Fine, the RBI double, is out there. Sliding inside, J. Paul Fullerton will give a check. Look behind Connor McCord down to second base and a 3-1 count here. Big 3-1 pitch awaiting, and it's strike two. Good curveball. I'll go right back to it to the left-hander. McCord came off of a plane down and like midway through the week against down in Kenai a week ago when the Chinooks made the 3-hour trip. Smashed hard and out of play down the right field line. Wouldn't throw that one again, though. Got to give a shout out to Joey Levitt, likely tuned in here. One of the players for the Chinooks, just taking the night off. Not feeling too hot. Payoff pitch, going to hit. Excuse me, it's not going to hit McCord, just falls in right underneath his hands. And so runners will be on first and second to Giancarlo Servine. One run's already in. It was Camden Vasquez who had the 1-out double. Jaden Fine poked one down the right field line, and it tailed away from Brandon Cody. Just a capper. Tailed away and out of play, luckily for the Chinooks, because Jaden Fine stayed put out at second. Had the stand-up triple.
A very special shout-out tonight here at the Jordan Field. Brandon Cody's parents are here from California to watch their son play baseball. We welcome them to the Jordan Field in beautiful downtown Chugiak.
Just told that Brandon Cody's parents are in attendance. Double play in order here. 1 out. Chinooks would like to turn a double play. They've got quite a few this season. See if we can find that number for you in a little bit. I believe it's in double digits. They had 4 in one game against the Pilots, that home opener down here. 4 in that game. And Servine steps in, the third baseman. Chop to third, and it's going to be a diving stop from Fullerton, and he'll keep it on the infield. We'll load the bases on the infield hit from Giancarlo Servine. So the inning continues. Good job from Pate Fullerton. That squeaks by, and it's hit softly enough. Likely wave in Jaden Fine, who had a big secondary. Jonathan Villa will face a lefty-on-lefty matchup with the Chinooks pitcher, Michael Barker. Both Barker brothers play at separate colleges. One going to be a freshman at UC Irvine next year. Hit hard to center. Jess Davis a few steps back. He'll likely go to third with it. Not going to be throwing someone out here. They will hold McCord at second base, and that'll bring in a second run. So same situation we saw. Chinooks trailing by 2 here. Skylar Messenger, the shortstop, up next. He's had some big doubles against the Chinooks. When the Chinooks were playing against the Oilers down in Kenai. 3 hits now for the Oilers. Excuse me, 2 hits for the Oilers, 3 hits for the Oilers and a walk. And the RBI sac fly bringing in Jaden Fine for run number 2. Michael Barker looking for a ground out here to get Skylar Messenger. Send the offense out. Ball off the plate on the first pitch to Messenger. Messenger, 143 hitter entering in. In the dirt, good block from Fullerton behind the plate. Messenger's 2 doubles came against the Chinooks. Second most strikeouts on the team with 12. He's tied with Carlino. And the most are Damon Keith, the leadoff, and Camden Vasquez, who actually brought in the first run on the double. In the dirt there, 3-0 count to Messenger. Taylor Johnson, the right-hander, on deck. Messenger, the shortstop at Kansas University. 2 members of the Jayhawks on the team for the Oilers. Jake Adams, the second, will start on the mound in the bottom half of the inning. 3-0 pitch, strike 1 down the middle. Good arms in the outfield. It's hit hard to him. Look for a play at the plate. And ball 4. Second walk in the inning. The inning continues now with the 8-hole. Parker's struggling to find the strike zone a little bit, and when he has, the Oilers have done a good job poking it through places where the Chinook defense is not. An infield single from Servine, and then the leadoff double with 1 out from Camden Vasquez to start the offensive flourish. Strike 1 on the inner half to Johnson. Taylor Johnson coming out of Poway, California, 5'8", 180. Student at LMU. And he's got a teammate on the team from LMU as well. It's Ethan Patrick. First game, we haven't seen Bobby Goodlow, the TCU Horned Frog, in the lineup against the Chinooks. And just missing low. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Runners on every base here. Bases loaded. Delivery. Maybe a little lower than the last pitch, and that'll be called ball 2. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Chop to the left side. Picked up by Fullerton. Throw to second. Close play, and he's out. Good job by Fullerton to get him by a step, covering Dylan Gardner. Chinooks give up 2 runs, but the fielder's choice outs gets him out of it. So we will head to the bottom of the first. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineup for your Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks here on Chinooks Baseball. We'll be back in a moment. Well, we are back. Dylan Gardner, the second baseman, to lead off here. Jess Davis will bat second as the center fielder. Hayden Keller bats third as the left fielder. Ethan English, the designated hitter, batting fourth. J. Paul Fullerton will bat fifth as the catcher. Daniel Freeman, the first baseman, bats sixth. Brandon Cody, the right fielder, bats seventh. Joe Brazil, third base, will bat eighth. Pitch missing off the plate, a 1-0 count here to Dylan Gardner from first pitch from Jake Adams. Pate Fullerton cleans up the lineup as the shortstop. Even further out, 2-0 count, no outs. Jake Adams has not pitched since he gave up the loss against the Chinooks back in Kenai. The 2-0 pitch. Upstairs, ball three. Dylan Gardner looking to reach for the first time down here. He's only played in 2 games for the Chinooks. 3-0 count, no outs. Ball four, 4-pitch walk puts on Dylan Gardner.
Celebrated by the Chinook horn section tonight, shooting your way for each every play.
Some numbers on Adams. He's a 2.57 ERA. Is making his second start. Online it says he does not have a start, but he started against the Chinooks last week. 7 innings pitched. 5 hits given up. 8 runs. And ball one to Jess Davis off the plate. 3 straight lefties. Then you got a righty, a lefty, righty, 3 more righties, and a lefty in the lineup for the Chinooks. So mixing it up, but most of the time they're right in a row. Popped it up into left field. Shallow left field. Long run for Damon Keith. He's underneath it. Will make the grab for out number 1. Looked to be a hit and run. And that's an interesting call. If it was a potential hit and run with Dylan Gardner trying to take off, hadn't seen a strike yet. And that pitch was well off the plate. Jess Davis down for out number 1 on the flyout. Brings up Hayden Keller, the left fielder. Chinooks down by 2 runs here. Strike 1 on the inner third to Keller. Keller picked up his second home run of the season and leads the team in home runs as well as average for the Chinooks. Adams has a 2-1 record this season against him. And that next pitch hits the bottom half of the strike zone for strike 2. So Adams comes in with a 2-1 record, the Kansas Jayhawk. Pick off again, and sliding in safely is Dylan Gardner. Hayden Keller has to battle with 2 strikes against him. The 0-2 count, 1 out. Payoff pitch to Keller. And missing low. Just off the plate. So far this season, no more than 2 2/3 innings has Jake Adams pitched. Hit off the end of the bat to shallow center field, but a couple steps in for Paul Stephenson, makes the grab for back-to-back flyouts. Brings up Ethan English, had a birthday the other day. Just yesterday, had a birthday. I believe he turned 19 years old.
Number 24, Ethan English.
Father listening in tonight. Big happy birthday. See if Ethan English can get going. Had his first home run in the last game down in Kenai. Ball 1 well off the plate. Via a good arm behind the plate. Native of Mexico. Junior at Faulkner. Pick off again. McCord catch and release back to the pitcher. The 1-0 pitch to Ethan English. In the dirt, good block from Villa. Big secondary from Dylan Gardner. Tried to steal earlier, but it was a hit and run that was a fly out from Jess Davis. In the top of the next inning, it will be Stephenson, Keith, and Vasquez. The 9-1-2. Top of the order coming back around again. And upstairs, 3-0 count. On deck waiting is Chinooks catcher J. Paul Fullerton. He'd like to have a runner in scoring position even with 2 outs. If it's a 4-pitch walk, let's see if they give Ethan English the hit away sign here. Catcher sets up outside. The pitch. Throw down to second base and a stolen bag for Dylan Gardner. He'll put himself in scoring position after reaching for his first time on the 4-pitch walk. So Ethan English will look to bring in an RBI and put up a run here, make it a 2-1 ball game. Try and bring in Gardner. The delivery. Check swing did not go around. Ball in the dirt, blocked up by Villa. Second walk in the inning brings up Fullerton.
Coming to the plate, for your Chinooks, number 23, the catcher, J. Paul Fullerton.
J. Paul Fullerton, senior, going to be next year, at least in the fall, at University of Alabama at Birmingham. His brother committing to play just last week, play with him at UAB, become a Blazer for a year. Low and inside via dropping down. Tying run Ethan English on first base and runners on first and second. Can Fullerton produce an extra base hit, try and tie this ball game here in the bottom of the first inning? Michael Barker, the pitcher for the Chinooks, would appreciate it. The 1-0 pitch, deep breath from Adams, and the delivery. Off the plate, 2-0 count. Has 2 walks in the inning so far. 2 flyouts in his favor. Has worked the 2-0 count with 2 outs in a 2-0 ball game. Trying to see how many times I could get a 2 in there for you. Keep you on your toes for all the listeners out there. Next pitch. And that's strike 1 as it just catches a piece of the corner. 2-1 count, 2 outs. John Groth, the head coach and third base coach for the Chinooks. At first base, Dalton Smith, the assistant coach and hitting coach. Gardner, a secondary, and in the dirt. 3-1 count, so Fullerton will be looking for 1 spot here. And Adams in jeopardy of walking to put all the bases loaded for Daniel Freeman on deck. Payoff pitch, 3-1 count to Fullerton. Smashes it to right field. That's going to be over his head. It's going to be at least extra bases off of the wall. They're going to wave around Ethan English. He's going around. It's an RBI 2-run double to tie the ball game on the inside fastball, and J. Paul Fullerton just missing a home run there. We've got a tie ball game at 2 apiece. Gardner and English coming in. It'll bring up Daniel Freeman next. 1 hit in the inning, and it makes up for the 2 walks by Jake Adams. 2 earned runs. All with 2 outs there. And you knew that Fullerton was just going to sit on it, wait for 1 pitch to try and drive to right field, and he does so. Gets almost all of it. Little low, it's right off of the right side. Right midway up of the wall on the, I believe it hit the Go Chinooks sign out there. Maybe the Alaska Club sign, just to the left of it. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Fastball started to Freeman. He'd like to bring in the go-ahead run. Fullerton out at second base. Big swing, paints the outside corner. 0-2 count. Payoff pitch, 0-2 count. Upstairs, ball 1. Good pitch from Adams, changing eye levels there with Freeman. Might try and work in some off speed off the plate or try and pick up a fastball inside here. Catcher sets up away. Delivery and just missing. Good curveball from Adams. Two's across the board, 2 outs. Fullerton at second. Payoff pitch to Freeman. Choked up a half-inch on the bat. Adams' delivery. Hit hard up the middle. And the shortstop Messenger. Nice and easy play over to first. Does he stay on the bag? He does. But J. Paul Fullerton with the RBI double. 2 outs right off the wall in right field to tie this ball game at 2 apiece. Michael Barker and defense coming back out. You're listening Chinooks Baseball. Paul Stephenson, the center fielder, to lead off. And his first pitch from Barker here, strike 1. Chinooks tying it up at 2 apiece after giving up 2 in the top of the first. 2 runs gained back to tie it up. They're looking for a good inning here and try and push ahead with Brandon Cody leading off the bottom half of the inning. Poked into right field, tailing away from Brandon Cody. He's on it, will make the grab. Cody got a great jump on it. His parents applauding in the stands as their son makes out number 1 here for the second straight inning. Ball's going to be tailing away a lot today off of the swings from the Oilers, especially the right-handed hitters. Just poking the fastball that tails away from him on the arm side run from the left-hander Michael Barker. And curveball to start it off to Damon Keith, who flew out for out number 1 in the first inning. Saw 2 bald eagles hanging out before the game while the Chinooks were taking batting practice. A 1 pitch, hit hard to center. Jess Davis takes a few hard steps back, and he'll make the grab. Hit well, but second fly out for Damon Keith. Michael Barker likes it. Camden Vasquez scored the first run in the ballgame and doubled to right center in his first at bat. Just poked one to right field. And used his agility and speed to get to second base. Standing up, fastball, strike 1 on the inner third. And I don't care who you are and how good you are, even though Camden Vasquez is the leading hitter in the ABL, that's a tough pitch to hit right there. Fastball tailing inside to you, called for strike 1. That pitch just missing the top of the zone. Inside, tailed a little bit farther in as well. Jaden Fine on deck had the RBI double to trade places with Vasquez in his first at bat. And strike 2. Michael, the shorter of the 2 Barker brothers, just 3 inches shorter. He went around, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down, go the Oilers, and a perfect inning for Michael Barker. We're going to the bottom of the second inning, 2-2. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. And Brandon Cody steps in the right-hander's batter's box. He'll have a righty-on-righty matchup with Jake Adams. Bunt shown, pulled back, as that's a little high and inside. Brandon Cody will spin around from it, and Joe Brazil, the third baseman, will come over to get the ball. Chinooks do have a single hit. It was the two-run scoring double from J. Paul Fullerton. Just sat back on a 3-1 fastball inside, belt high, and he belted it for sure right off of the signs in the wall midway up on right field. Brought in Ethan English from first base and the second base runner as well, Dylan Gardner. Brandon Cody, Joe Brazil, Pete Fullerton, the three batters up, and Brandon Cody looking to reach here any way he can. He's got a 2-0 count as Villa wanted to go out and have a conversation with the Kansas Jayhawk, Jake Adams. And a 3-0 count here. All four inside. 4-pitch walk to put Brandon Cody on here. Second straight inning where it's been an easy walk, easy free pass to put the first runner on.
At the plate for your Chinooks, number 8, Joe Brazil.
Joe Brazil up next, third baseman for the Chinooks. His first pitch, swinging, and it was the lower third. It was 4 straight balls to put on Chinooks' first base runner of the second inning. Brandon Cody at first base. On deck, Pete Fullerton, the shortstop. Usually you come up and you're expecting him to throw another ball. It was probably low for ball one, but Joe Brazil taking a hack at it. Off the plate, ties up the count at 1-1. High leg hit, pitch. And it's off the plate, 2-1. Brandon Cody thought about taking off. He does not. He holds on to first base, and Cody continuing to see his average rise. He's also got 2 stolen bases, both of which he got earlier this week. Pickoff attempt, sliding in, and Brandon Cody safe. Connor McCord having to pick it out of the dirt a little bit. 2-1 count, no outs here to Joe Brazil. Father Rich Brazil. Cody taking off. Upstairs, and that's a stolen base for Brandon Cody. With a high leg kick from Adams, any chance you take off, you're likely going to be safe. Just a very slow delivery, and as long as you don't get picked off first base, you got a good chance to put yourself in scoring position. Second stolen base for the Chinooks. And Joe Brazil, a 3-1 count. He'd like to walk here, maybe get a base hit. Big opening in right center. The delivery. Inside, and that's a 5-pitch walk, Back-to-back walks. Pete Fullerton up next. We'll see if Pete Fullerton will try and lay down a bunt here. Dylan Gardner walks up on deck. And we'll pause here for a moment as the Oilers coach heads out for a meeting on the mound. We'll be back in a moment. Runners on first and second, and we'll have Pete Fullerton up. Well, it looks like Servine is he's asking the third base dugout if he's supposed to play in or back here for the potential at bat with Pate Fullerton. Has good speed. Runners on first and second. Brandon Cody walked, stole second base, and now he's got a runner on first with the walk from Joe Brazil. First pitch to Fullerton here. Low, and that'll be ball one. No one warming in the bullpen for the Oilers. Like to see Adams try and get through this, but the Chinooks would like to have a breakthrough inning, push ahead. And the last time Chinooks faced Adams, it was a 9-1 victory. And that pitch missing low, 2-0 count. Dylan Gardner, Oklahoma State Cowboy on deck. Fullerton, the UAB Blazer next year after transferring over, committing there this past year. Ball three. 3-0 count, no outs. Could we have a second inning for the Chinooks of the first three guys reaching via the walk and the top of the order coming back around with Gardner, who walked in his first at bat back in the first. 3-0 pitch. Adams comes set, the delivery, and he'll step off on the inside move. Brandon Cody was probably 2 feet off the bag. Likely not going to see Fullerton swing here. 3-0 pitch. And strike one. Lower third. Servine even with the bag at third base. Double play in order. Fullerton looking to poke one to the outfield if he gets a good pitch here from Adams. Runners on first and second. Delivery. Bunt shown. Pulled back. Ball four. So that'll work 3 straight walks in a row. Load the bases for Dylan Gardner. He's looking for his first base hit as a Chinook. Can he make it a big one here? Big time to clutch up and come through. Middle infield going to stay back. The corners will play in. And the pitch. Inside, fastball. It's strike one. Gardner taking there, and he'll work here with bases loaded, no outs in the bottom of the second inning. Jess Davis on deck. Maybe poke one through the right side of the infield. And low and inside. Via sliding over. A 1-1 count, no outs here between the matchup between Jake Adams and Dylan Gardner. Gardner also has the second stolen base in the game. He led off the first with the walk and stole second. Came around to score a run. Chopped to second base. They'll try and roll it against Gardner. He's hustling around. Will he make it? And a bang-bang play, but he's out. So no RBI for Gardner. But all the same, it will be 2 outs, and the Chinooks lead 3-2 on the ground out as Brandon Cody comes in to score for the first time. Jess Davis up next. And he'll step into the left-hander's batter's box. He'll take strike one, lower third. Oh, 1 count, 2 outs. Joe Brazil at third base. The ground ball double play from Gardner. Good play for the 4-6-3. 2 outs in the inning. Low and inside. What a block from Villa. Man, you talk about throwing your body on the line. There it was. What a great play from the catcher for the Oilers. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Wind picking up slightly to right field. Chopped foul, and that'll work a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Hayden Keller on deck. And Jess Davis get it to the next guy. Chinooks only 1 hit so far. It was 3 walks to lead off the inning, the ground ball double play. Big swing and a miss. First strikeout for Adams, and the Chinooks will strain one, but they take the lead with a run in the bottom of the second inning. It's 3-2. When we come back, it'll be Jaden Fine, Connor McCord, and Giancarlo Servine. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.
Home runs against hundreds tonight for the Chugiak Eagle River Food Pantry. It's Wednesday, June 26th at 7 p.m. here at Lee Jordan Field. All non-perishable items.
And strike one to Jaden Fine from Michael Barker here at the top of the third. Chinooks had the bases loaded, no outs, and picked up a run. But next pitch is in the dirt, 1-1 count, no outs. Chinooks would like to continue the good inning they had last inning. It's poked into right field, tailing away from Brandon Cody. He's on his horse, going over to the left side, carries with it, almost pokes out, but able to make the grab. Brandon Cody for out number one. And now for the third straight inning, the fly out to right field with Brandon Cody making the out happens. So maybe next inning we'll see a fly out to right field. I'm going to bank on it. Connor McCord up next, first baseman. He walked in his first at bat. And he'll take upstairs for ball one. Right now, a 4-game losing streak for the Oilers. Hit hard, way foul down the right field line. We'll give you the standings here in a moment of the current league standings. Michael Barker still working. 1-1 count, 1 out. Ground ball hit to the right side. Into the shift. Dylan Gardner throw up the line, but outmade as Daniel Freeman will make the grab. And here are your standings so far. It's the Matsu Miners into 15 games right now. They're 10-5. The Anchorage Bucks 9-5. The Miners in their last 10 games are 8-2. Anchorage Glacier Pilots 6-6 off of a 7-2 loss last night. The Chinooks 5-9, and then the Oilers 5-10. Oilers and Chinooks will play the next 3 games, including this one, and have one final game later in the season. That will come on the 20th of July. Another home game for the Chinooks. And just off the plate, a 2-0 count. We already saw the first 6 away games last weekend down in Kenai for the Chinooks. Won the first 3, lost the next 3, and foul tipped to the backstop. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Parker trying to get back to even here with the 2-1 count. Ground ball to the left side. Fielded by Pate Fullerton. Throw to first base. So an amazing play, but in and out of the glove of Daniel Freeman. What a great throw by by Fullerton. Over to Freeman. A tough pick at first, and that'll go as a base hit. Anytime you make a play like that in the hole, try and throw it over. Just like that, it goes as a base hit for Giancarlo Servine, and guess what? It's his second of the game to the shortstop. Jonathan V up next, the RBI sac fly to center in his first at bat. Does not have a runner on third base here, and there's 2 outs. Barker's delivery, first pitch. Strike 1, not called as it's inside a little bit for ball 1. Got a little ahead of myself as it just tailed a little bit too far inside. Good pitcher's pitch there, borderline. Pickoff attempt and interesting handcuff throw over to Daniel Freeman. Almost had to grab it with his bare hand to keep it in front. One-zero count here. Another pickoff attempt and safely sliding in Giancarlo Servine. If you haven't subscribed to the Chinooks radio channel here on YouTube, please hit the red button now and the bell icon right next to it to get notified when we play games. It'll help you out in the long run. Runner going and laced down the right field line. One of the players thought about grabbing it in the bullpen and thought otherwise right afterwards. Chinooks leading 3-2. Good swing from Villa out in front on it, pulling it foul. One count, 2 outs. Skylar Messenger, shortstop, on deck for the Oilers. But Michael Barker looking to pick up the final out here. Got the first 2 outs of the inning. Fly out to right field to open it up from Jaden Fine, then the ground out to second base. 1-1 pitch. Curveball missing upstairs, Villa backing up a little. 2-1 count. Bear Mountain in the background. Beautiful scenery here. A giant hill on the left side. Not exactly a mountain. Got to have the debate since we're in Alaska. Runner going. The delivery pops it up. J. Paul Fullerton, couple hard steps towards us behind home plate. And Silas Dryden will give him the ball to change it out on the foul ball. 2-2 count. Got a great jump for Servine, but he'll take the slow retreat back to first base. And he's almost there. And he made it. So we're ready to go again. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Barker picked up a strikeout to end the second. Can he pick up one here against Villa? Pickoff attempt over. Servine standing up. Oilers rocking the black jerseys, red sleeves, and gray pants. A couple guys with red socks, red stirrups. And the Chinooks with the navy jerseys, white pants, and black socks. Payoff pitch in the dirt. Full count, 2 outs. Servine will be on the move here, as Villa will have the full count pitch awaiting. Villa, 200 hitter, payoff pitch. Up and inside, ball 4. Just got away from Barker, and that's his 3rd walk in 3 innings. Now Skylar Messenger walked in his first at bat. He's up next. Messenger, second lowest batting average on the team, 143 of the everyday guys. Jaden Fine, 133, and he had the RBI double earlier. It was actually Fine's first double. Messenger has 2. Again, both came against the Chinooks. Runner in scoring position is the tying run, Servine. First pitch, curveball off the plate, ball 1 from Barker. Just missing. Outfield straight away. Messenger awaiting the 1-0 pitch. The delivery. Ground ball past the glove of Joe Brazil. They're going to wave him around. Hayden Keller has a good arm. He's going to pump and get it in, but safely sliding in is Servine, and that's where the walk kills you against Villa. Now we've got a tie ball game at 3 apiece, and Taylor Johnson, the designated hitter, up next on the RBI single from Skylar Messenger.
Batting for the Oilers, number 5, the designated hitter, Taylor Johnson.
Chinooks want to get out of this inning with the go-ahead run at second base. Just past the glove of Joe Brazil. Hayden Keller picked it up, but double clutched it and couldn't get the ball in. First pitch here. Ball 1 off the plate. Chinooks will have the heart of their order up in the bottom of the third inning. A lot of game left to be played. Hit off the end of the bat, tailing away from Jess Davis. He's on it, and he'll make the grab. Oilers strand 2, but get the RBI single to tie the ball game up. It's 3-3. As we go to the bottom of the third inning, Chinooks look to get the run back with Hayden Keller, Ethan English, and Fullerton when we come back. Hayden Keller to lead off here. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Ethan English, J. Paul Fullerton will follow behind. Keller a fly out to center field in his first at bat. Just off the end. He'd like to crush one here. First pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Adams so far in 2 innings of pitching. 5 walks, 3 runs given up, 1 hit. 1 strikeout in his favor. Payoff pitch. Poked, tailing away from the left fielder, but Damon Keith underneath it makes a grab for out number 1. That'll bring up Ethan English, who walked in his first at bat.
Number 24, the designated hitter, Ethan English.
Wind up to English. First pitch, up and in. Watch your lips. As that'll be a 1-0 count here, 1 out. A couple of Adams balls have run up and in. He'll give a nod, deliver the second pitch of the at-bat, and it's a slider just off the plate. 2-0 count, 1 out. Big swing and a miss from the new 19-year-old, Ethan English. Celebrated his birthday yesterday. Big swing there and a 2-2 count. Back-to-back pitches, top of the zone, but 2 swings and misses from English. He's behind in the count now. Payoff pitch. Upstairs and a 3-2 count, 1 out. Trying to be the first base runner for the Chinooks. Adams beginning the windup and the delivery. And that's going to be strike 3 to catch Ethan English looking. Bring up J. Paul Fullerton at the RBI double. that he crushed off the right field wall. Fullerton, 200 hitter, picked up his 5th double of the season in his last at bat, and as it'll be strike one. In his first game against the Miners, he had a double. And then in the third game against the Oilers, he had the double as well. And then 2 games ago, and now in this game, he's got a double. And this one just so happened to be the two RBI double, gets him up to 7 on the season. 1-1 pitch, 2 outs. Smash to right field, and it's going to tail back to center. Stephenson underneath it. 3 up, 3 down go the Chinooks in this inning. For the Nooks, it's 3-3 when we come back for the top of the 4th inning. You're listening Chinooks Baseball. Michael Barker back out as Fullerton comes back out of the dugout. He smashed one to center field. Paul Stephenson making the catch. Stephenson will lead off here. It's 9-1-2, 3rd time around, and now entering into the top. 3-3 to score. 5 hits for the Oilers, 1 for the Chinooks. It's still tied. And it really was Fullerton's double to right center that picked up the loaded ground out double play from Dylan Gardner. Ground ball to left side. Fielded by Joe Brazil. The throw to first. Out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out on the ground out from Stevenson. And Stevenson breaking up the trend of the first out, fly out to right field. Now brings up Damon Keith, who flew out to right field in his first at bat and to center in the second. First action from Joe Brazil here in the 4th. Damon Keith up, and the first pitch to Keith, strike 1, enter 3rd. Barker nods, the delivery on the pitch. Cat to the third base side, fielded by Joe Brazil. He'll make out number 2 on the throw. Good play from Mendocino College infielder Joe Brazil. Showing off the athlete in action right there. And strike 1 paints the corner. Camden Vasquez, a strikeout to end the second, and a double and a run scored in the first. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2, it's the lower third. Vasquez will step out, reset with his batting gloves, and step back in. And Barker pick up a second strikeout on the night, and second against Vasquez. Delivery, big swing and a miss. So Vasquez will go down swinging again, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. Chinooks look to push ahead here in the 4th inning for a second time today. It'll be Daniel Freeman, Brandon Cody, and Joe Brazil when we come back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.
Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 44, the first baseman.
Well, it's Daniel Freeman, then Brandon Cody and Joe Brazil to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. And Freeman just missed a base hit in his last at bat. He'll cap one of the second baseman. The first baseman picks it up. Connor McCord throws it way high. Collision at first base, and Villa will come over and tag him, and he's going to be safe automatically as there was a collision at first base. Villa hustled over so quickly off of getting it. Freeman fell down, but Villa going to laugh it off with Freeman. Freeman tripped into Jake Adams, the pitcher covering, and that'll go as an error as McCord tossed it way over Jake Adams. Adams is a 6'4", 190 freshman, so if he can't catch it, likely no one on this field is going to be catching that ball. Brandon Cody up next. He'll take ball one way in. Runner goes, and that's going to be a stolen base. And Daniel Freeman got a great jump as he picks up his third stolen base. He is now 3 for 4 on the season. Puts himself in scoring position. Potential go-ahead run. Brandon Cody, a 2-0 count here as the pitch missed upstairs. And that's going to miss even higher up as it's a 3-0 count with no outs. Cody likely taking here, a 3-0 count, no outs. Adams, a check of Freeman at second base, double take, and he'll come home with strike one down the middle. Joe Brazil on deck, walked in his first at-bat. In fact, it was the first at-bats for Brandon Cody, Joe Brazil, and Fullerton, Pate Fullerton, were 3 straight walks to open up the second inning. Up and in, ball 4. So that'll be the 6th walk against Jake Adams. Still no one brewing for the Oilers here. And Brazil will come up next. Step into the right-hander's batter's box, get ready to go. Pate Fullerton on deck. I'd like to try and break up the double play here. The delivery. Ball 1, low and away. Scooped up by Villa. Adams struggling to find the zone here. His only had one perfect inning where there was no walk, and that was back in just an inning ago in the third. 2 flyouts and a strikeout. Upstairs again, 2-0 count, no outs. So the Oilers going to send a catcher down to the bullpen and Villa out to talk with Adams. We'll pause here for a moment, be back in just a second. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Runners on first and second for Joe Brazil, the 2-0 count when we come back. And we're back to action as Joe Brazil steps in. Right-hander warming up in the bullpen. And the pitch. High up, 3-0. Adams for the second inning in a row in jeopardy of putting the bases loaded with no outs. And Pate Fullerton would be up next. Likely take it here, 3-0 count. Delivery. Strike one on the outside part of the plate. We just heard a fan yell, "Don't take that pitch, hit it." But with a 3-0 count and runners on first and second, no outs, I think you're taking all the way. The next pitch. Pokes it up and out of play on the right side of the field. Not sure any fan over there actually saw that was so close to them and happened to weave right through bodies. A full count here, no outs. Joe Brazil at the plate, looking for a base hit or a walk to load these bases. Adams has worked back from down 3-0 Joe Brazil looking for his first hit of the night after walking in his first at bat. The delivery home. Ground ball straight to the second baseman. Fielded Messenger, throw on the back end, and the second double play. So Chinooks will hit into the ground ball double play. It'll bring up Fullerton with Freeman advancing to third. Dylan Gardner will be on deck. Hit hard from Brazil, but directly to Messenger for the 6-4-3 double play. And Fullerton will have to try and bring in a fourth run for the Chinooks. Boost them ahead over the Oilers here in the bottom of the fourth. Try and keep the momentum. Fastball upstairs, ball one. The delivery on the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be strike one at the lower third to Fullerton. 2 outs here. 3-3 ball game, bottom of the fourth. And he'll take low. So that'll be a 2-1 count now. Adams coming set. Freeman at third base. The go-ahead run. And that's called for a strike there. It was a little up and off the plate, but it'll work a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Villa brought it back in a little, and so that will be a good pitch from Adams. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Fullerton at the plate. Chopped it back into the glove of Adams, and that'll end the inning as they'll flip it to first. Fullerton grounds out, and we've got a 3-3 ball game still. When we come back, we're going to the top of the fifth inning. 3-4-5 up. Jaden Fine, McCord, and Servine for the top of the fifth when we come back. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Jaden Fine to step in here. Flew out to right field in his last at bat, as that'll be a kick save from Silas Dryden behind the plate. Showing off the soccer skills. Ball one as well. 1-0 count, no outs. 3-3 ball game. Fine stepping in. Had the RBI double to bring in the first run of the ball game. Off the plate, a little 2-0 count. Barker's next pitch, and it's 3-0. 3-0 count, and we've seen 3 walks already from Barker versus the 6 for Jake Adams. And that's going to be a pitch swinging. It's just going to go foul, as called by the third base umpire, Lucito Munoz, excuse me. Three one count, no outs. Fine awaiting the next pitch, the delivery, and it's called for a walk. As it's off the plate, Fine walking brings up McCord. He's the potential go-ahead run. One run was gained 2 innings ago in the top of the third to tie things up after the Chinooks gained 3 runs in the first 2 innings. Since then, no one has scored off of the 1 run from the Oilers' RBI single from Messenger back in the 3rd inning. First pitch home here. And hit way out. 0-1 count. Good pitch from Barker. Jaden Fine on first base. Led off with the walk coming out of Simi Valley, California in his freshman year at San Diego State University. Will be a sophomore in the fall. Next pitch to McCord. Low and in the dirt. Good job by Fullerton behind the plate, scooping it up like a vacuum. Runner goes. Cat to second base. It's fielded by Gardner. He'll throw across to first. Close play, and he's out at first base. Good job by Gardner to stick with it. Stolen base works, but a single taken away from McCord as he's thrown out. Capped one up the middle, trying to beat the shift. Fullerton was covering, and Gardner had to try and get it out of his glove. Couldn't get out of the webbing at first. 2 singles for Servine on the day. Both have come to the shortstop side. And an amazing play by Fullerton at shortstop on the throw over. Just couldn't get picked by Daniel Freeman. Turned into a base hit. 5 hits for the Oilers, 1 for the Chinooks. It's still tied at 3 apiece. 1 error for both teams. Via on deck, Chinooks looking for an out here against Giancarlo Servine. Delivery home. Smash to left center field. Jess Davis, a long way to run. He's still on his horse. He'll make the grab. Runner was not tagging, and so it's just a long fly out off the bat of Servine. Brings up Jonathan Villa. So Servine down for the first time today and smashed the ball off of his wood bat, and likely with a BB core bat, that ball is getting out. Three. Go ahead run at second base. Jonathan Villa had the RBI sac fly in the first. He'll take strike 1 here on the curveball. Walk in the 3rd. Barker coming set. Fullerton retreats back to the shortstop position. Ground ball to second base. Gardner, the backhand. Sets his feet, throws to first, and the leadoff walk will be stranded in Jaden Fine, as it was a ground out from McCord, ground out from Villa, and a fly out to deep left center off the bat of Giancarlo Servine. When we come back, you got the top of the order, Dylan Gardner, Jess Davis, and Hayden Keller coming back around for a 3rd time in the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Thorpe will come in to pitch in relief for Jake Adams. Drew Thorpe, a perfect ERA so far, and the first pitch fouled back from Dylan Gardner. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning, Thorpe, a loss so far. One save as well, 2 doubles given up. He's given up 3 runs, none have been earned. 11 hits, 14 in the third inning. All the way to the backstop, and ricocheted off the top of the glove of Villa over to get it, Hayden Keller. Keller showing off the speed coming out of the dugout. Jess Davis on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing, and Villa thought he went around. He did not. Villa was ready to go with the shuffle. No appeal down the third base line either. 2-2 count, no outs. Gardner trying to be a tough out here. And low and in the dirt. Tried to work in a changeup. Good take from Gardner. He'll have to work here. Thorpe, 14 and a third innings on the mound before here. And ball 4. Gardner will walk to lead off the fifth inning, and the potential go-ahead run will bring up Jess Davis as Gardner trots down to first base. He's on for a second time today. Davis will face Thorpe, and he's looking to reach for the first time today. Bunt shown, pulled back, showing off the matrix moves as that was up and in. Thorpe has had some fastballs rise up against him. So did Jake Adams off of the mound for the Oilers. Led off the game, excuse me. Next pitch. And ball 2 up and away. 1 walk already in the inning. It was a full count walk to put on Dylan Gardner. Has a stolen base in the ballgame already and a run scored. Not as high as a leg kick, so it'd be a little tougher against Thorpe to try and steal a base. Big swing from Davis and a miss. Davis strikeout swinging in the second and flew out to left field on the first strike he saw when Gardner was put on the move for a potential hit and run back in the first. 2-1 count, no outs. The delivery. Bunt shown, laid down the third base line. Thorpe will barehand it, throw to first, and he's just going to be out at first. Davis showing off the speed, but the sac bunt laid down will bring up Hayden Keller. Thorpe, a great play on the barehand. So Davis down on the sac bunt. Keller stepping in. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts to the left, 1 to left field and 1 to center in his first 2 at-bats. Led off the third with a flyout to left. He'll take changeup inside for strike 1. A 1 count, 1 out. Thorpe a check of Gardner at second. The delivery. Upstairs, ball 1. 1-1 count, 1 out. Chinooks trying to push across a 4th run and take the lead here as it's tied. Thorpe, a deep breath, a check of Gardner. Second base, the delivery. Smash to right field. If it tails foul, it will as it bounces right in front of the bullpen. Jaden Fine in right field was trailing it, but it's a 1-2 count here, 1 out to Keller. He'll try and bring in the potential go-ahead run. Keller, the highest average on the team, 4th highest entering into the ball game in the ABL at a .333 average. He's 0 for 2 so far. And the next pitch, upstairs off the plate, 2-2 count, 1 out. Ethan English on deck. Walked in his first at-bat, scored a run off the double from J. Paul Fullerton. Tied the ball game up in the first inning at 2 apiece. But Keller with 1 out here, wanting to produce an RBI base hit. Poke foul and slicing it just over the dugout is pitching coach for the Chinooks, Troy Hervey, laying down right out of the dugout. Wanted no part about that. Good news for all the Rangers fans. They beat the Red Sox or the White Sox today, 6-5. Runner going, ground ball to second base. And that will be out number 2, as it would have been a potential stolen base for Gardner. Got a great jump, but Keller had to put it in play, and he hit a hard ground ball to second base. Outmade by the second baseman, Camden Vasquez, the throw over to McCord. And so it'll bring up Ethan English, who'd like to bring in an RBI. We'll pause here for a moment, pitching coach out, have a conversation. Ryan Duran with Drew Thorpe. Well, we are back as the meeting on the mound is adjourned. The go-ahead run, 90 feet away, and Dylan Gardner, who led off with a walk, was sack bunted over from Jess Davis. Davis almost beat it out at first, and the changeup strike one on the inner third to Ethan English. Keller moved him over technically with the ground out to second base, and Gardner was trying to steal, but it was unfortunate for the Chinooks. It was a pitch just too late, as Keller likely would have taken. Gardner got a great jump, would have stolen third base easily. The 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. Tried to work in a front door curveball. It does not happen. 2-1 count here from Thorpe. Chinooks can get the run in. Thorpe will have given up his first earned run. Out in front on the off speed, it's 2-2, 2 outs. English trying to put something in play here. Might need to shorten up, sacrifice power for contact. Just put something in play, force some action for the Oilers. Thorpe's next pitch. In the dirt, good block from Villa. We'll have a full count here as Fullerton waits on deck. He'd like a crack at things, maybe pick up a third RBI today. He picked up 2 in the first on a double off the wall. English right now trying to pick up 1 instead. The full count pitch. And it misses low. That'll be the second walk for English today.
And the base on ball. The Chinook home section has one for third baseball. Will take it and make some noise about it.
Fullerton, a deep breath. As he'll take confidence into the left-hander's batter's box. Look for another base hit. Flew out hard on a ground ball to center, or excuse me, on a pop fly to center field. In his last at bat, before he narrowly missed a home run over the right field wall. Calvin Ferris warming up in the bullpen for the Oilers. Right-hander from El Cajon, California. First pitch up high as we've got runners on the corners. Ethan English at first base, at third, Dylan Gardner. Delivery home. And that's strike 1 on the corner. Daniel Freeman reached in his last at bat by an error from the first baseman, Connor McCord. He'd like to come around when the Chinooks have taken the lead. In the dirt, Dylan Gardner going to reach as Thorpe does not cover home. And that's going to be a wild pitch as there's a great block from Villa, but a heads-up play by Dylan Gardner to come in for a second time today. And Ethan English moves up to second base as well. Thorpe just didn't hustle home. Would have been a close play. Gardner hustling all the way, and now we've got a 4-3 ball game. Chinooks lead. They'd like to bring in the insurance run if Fullerton can produce a hit here. And the delivery here, big swing and a miss off the plate low, and J. Paul Fullerton going to have to reset with himself, step out, take a couple practice swings. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Chinooks have regained the lead for a second time today. The Oilers have only led for half an inning back in the first before the Chinooks tied it at 2 apiece. The delivery home. Smash to right field. If it gets down fair, it's extra bases, and it's fouled by 2 feet. Fullerton just missing extra bases there. Fine over to get it behind the bullpen. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Hung a curveball in the inner half, and Fullerton looking for a big base hit here. Just try and hit something hard. Force action against the defense of the Oilers. Big lead for English. The delivery home. Pops it up to shallow center field. Right fielder Fine coming over. Center fielder Stephenson will make the catch on the fly out from Fullerton, just missing it. But it's 4-3 as Dylan Gardner is able to come around and score on the wild pitch from Drew Thorpe. So Thorpe gives up an earned run for the first time in the ABL, as well as 1 walk from Ethan English, or two walks, excuse me, Dylan Gardner and Ethan English. No hits. The Chinooks are still winning by a run, 4-3, and they've only got 1 hit in this ballgame for J. Paul Fullerton. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. We'll be back in a moment. We are back. It's 7, 8, 9, Messenger, Johnson, and Stephenson. Stephenson making the final out on the fly out from J. Paul Fullerton. Chinooks have regained the lead. It's 4-3. They're trying to keep it that way. Michael Barker back out on the mound to face the 7, 8, 9. Shortstop Messenger. Big swing and a miss, and I wish I had a glove and no fence there so I could have made a play. But it'll send Chris Beck over, the pitching coach for the Chinooks, to get the ball. 0-1 count, no outs. Right-hander up and brewing is Justin Fox. Off the plate, missing, and we're now in the 6th inning. As Messenger takes low and away for a 1-1 count. On deck, Johnson 0 for 2 today. Messenger has reached both times, capping one to the third base side. And Joe Brazeau came over. He kind of hesitated for a second, thought that the head coach, Kyle Brown, third base coach for the Chinooks as well, was going to make the play. And Brown tries to bowl one right between the legs of the pitching coach, Chris Beck, but they both laugh it off as he just misses wide left. The 1-2 pitch, curveball, left up and over the middle of the plate. It's going to be picked up by Jess Davis. Will it be extra bases? Davis with a good arm, but it'll keep him at first as Messenger hits the lower third curveball and just belts it to left center. He's on for the 3rd time today. He had a walk in the first, RBI single in the 3rd, and now in the 6th, he has a leadoff hit here. Oilers down a run as well. Taylor Johnson might be bunting here. He's 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice ground out to the shortstop and a fly out to center. Bunt not shown, swung on and ricocheting back to the backstop. So Chris Beck will get his work in again as he comes over and retrieves the ball. 0-1 count, no outs. Delivery here, strike 2 on the corner. Again, Justin Fox, the right-hander from Trinity University, warming in the bullpen. Time granted from Silas Drayton to Johnson behind the plate. 6 hits for the Oilers, 1 for the Chinooks. Chinooks leading by 1 run. Pickoff attempt over. Safely standing up, Messenger was going a one-way lead there. As soon as Barker picked up his his right knee, decided to go to first base, and Messenger decided to retreat back. Delivery here, just missing off the plate. First ball, 1-2 count, good take from Johnson. Johnson coming out of LMU. Payoff pitch, way outside, 2-2 count. Right-hander warming in the bullpen is not Calvin Ferris any longer for the Oilers. We'll let you know who it is. Loyola Marymount University. Thank you, Wyatt, for letting me know what LMU is. Two-two pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Can you get 2? Fielded. Thrown to first. On the back end, it's just high. Throw is upstairs from Dylan Garner, so the double play will stay in order. But the fielder's choice ground out to Pate Fullerton at shortstop. The throw to Dylan Gardner way in time. And the first out of the inning brings up Paul Stephenson. 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a fly out. Just a little high, and it's got to be real high to Daniel Freeman, who's 6'5", first baseman for the Chinooks. And his junior at Columbia State Community College. First pitch awaiting to Paul Stephenson. He'll get the delivery, and he'll take strike 1, lower third. Stephenson at Mesa Community College. He'll be transferring in the fall, however. Coming out of Kenai, Alaska. Pickoff attempt to first. The delivery to second. Thrown to the shortstop, Fullerton. It just tailed away from Freeman, and that's going to be a stolen base. As Dylan Gardner, the second baseman, was covering, but throw was wide. And the pickoff was there. That's what you're taught to do, but Johnson with a stolen base on the pickoff attempt. Going first movement against the left-hander. Sometimes it works in your favor. And a 1-1 count as the pitch misses off the plate. Barker trying to get through this inning and keep the lead with the Chinooks. Barker a check of Johnson at second. High leg kick and delivery. Upstairs, 2-1 count advantage to Stephenson. Top of the order would come back around on deck with Damon Keith. Double play averted, unless it's a crazy double play where you catch him out, throw him out if he tries to take third, maybe even poked into foul territory. Freeman a long hustle over. He'll get to the fence before the ball lands out of play. 2-2 count, good pitch from Barker. Stephenson, one of the few players in the AVL, a native of Alaska, and he broke his bat. As you can see, midway up the knob, right above where your hands would go, the bat was cracked there. And Patty McCormick out to give Silas Drayton the baseballs, and he'll give us a nice look at home plate. Right, look behind home plate and a point at the camera for us. On one of the Twitter, interviewed him and put it on Twitter after the game, and he got 10,000 impressions on that video. Some shenanigans going in the background as well. 2-2 pitch. Poke to left field. Hayden Keller will pick it up. As that falls in, Stephenson with a base hit. Runners will put on the corners. And the tying run in a 4-3 ball game as the 7th hit for the Oilers will be off the bat of Stephenson and 90 feet away by Johnson. Pitching coach Chris Beck out to meet with Barker. We'll pause here for a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball on YouTube.com. Well, Justin Fox coming in now to pitch for the Chinooks, and Damon Keith, a fourth time around here in the sixth inning. Chinooks lead 4-3. Justin Fox had a save earlier this season, and he'll work a strike in on the inner half. Damon Keith can't believe it. Just shakes his head as he steps out. Double play in order as runners are on the corner. Stephenson singling to left for the first time on, and he's on first base at third base. Johnson stole base, moved to third, and out in front, good block. Keeps Stephenson at first there, and now runners on the corners. 2 strikes for Keith. Can Justin Fox pick up a big strikeout here? Pickoff attempt to first, in and out, runner's going to go. The throw home, it's going to be close, it's in and out. And that'll be an error, I believe, on Justin Fox on the pickoff attempt. Hit right off the glove of the first baseman, and I believe it'll actually go against Daniel Freeman. Or excuse me, it will go against Justin Fox. It was low, but did not bounce. Daniel Freeman hit right off his glove, and then 1 run came in. We got a tie ball game now, 4-4, with an 0-2 count from Keith. Stephenson moved up to second. Delivery, curveball, swung on, and it's skied to the mountain and hill in left field. Just hung a curveball on the inside part of the plate. Keith belting it foul. That is actually the 3rd error on Fox on a pickoff attempt this season. Chinooks will try to get out of this one. It's smashed to left field. It's a base hit. Picked up by Keller. They'll get it in. Throw is high, and that's going to keep runners on the corners still. Runners on the corners now with the 2-hole Camden Vasquez up. He struck out twice in his last 2 at-bats. It's very tough to turn a double play against him. He hits the ball hard. He's trying to find his own here. Runners on the corners, and the go-ahead run for the Oilers 90 feet away. Signs given from Kyle Brown, the head coach for the Oilers. And that pitcher just hung from Fox. Delivery here, strike 1 on the corner. Fox coming out of Trinity University. Both him and Brian Cardone. Fox a sophomore there, Cardone a junior. Bunt shown, pulled back, runner goes, the throw back to Fox, in and out of his glove. So 2 runners on base, and Fox going to have to pitch with a 1-1 count here, 1 out. Try and keep this game tied as we're in the 6th. 1-run gain tier, the tying run. Infield coming in. And the 1-1 pitch. Inside, just too far in. It'll be a 2-1 count. On deck, Jaden Fine has a walk and a RBI double that brought in Camden Vasquez in the 1st before Fine scored. Off the plate, 3-1 count. Well, at this point, to the best hitter in the league, you almost put him on to load the bases, but put the double play in order. To Jaden Fine. Pray for a rollover. Fox will step off. Reset. He just stepped off with his right foot. And Pate Fullerton's even going to come out, and Silas Dryden will have an argument with John Groth. All he did was pick up his right foot. And now the umpires are going to come out. All he did was pick up his right foot and step off the back of the rubber. But Silas Dryden came out quickly and called for a balk. And now the umpires are going to have to converse about this one. Laugh with them as well. And he's going back to third base. So he will stay put. The go-ahead run does not come in. And everybody almost had a heart attack. So we will reset as the umpires converse and put him back to third base. Stephenson will come back to third, and at second, Damon Keith. Third hit in the inning. And they're going to walk him here to load the bases. So intentional walk. First intentional walk for the Chinooks this season. It brings up Jaden Fine, the 3-hole. Middle infield will go back. 4-4 ball game. Can the Chinooks turn a double play for the first time and pick up the third in the game? 2 double plays have been turned by the Oilers. Bases are loaded. Got to get an out here regardless. Fox first pitch to Fine is strike 1 on the inner half. Looked to be a slider, not exactly a 6-3 curveball. Fox will look for a double play any way he can get it. Try and keep this game tied. Fox comes set, the delivery. And cap foul. And big backswing from Fine will hit Silas Dryden, the home plate umpire, and he's going to need a second as well. That does not feel good. We'll pause here for a moment and be back in just a second. Home plate umpire Dryden going to tough it out here. He's all right as his clicker came flying out of his hand after he shake it off. But 0-2 pitch, delivery from the Chinooks, and almost an incredible play by the head coach, Kyle Brown, hopping up at the third base side. In and out of the left hand, and Fine just getting a piece of the low curveball. Chinooks trying to turn a double play here. Joe Brazil at third will take it either way he can. The next pitch, just upstairs and inside. Ball 1-1-2 count. Bases loaded at first, Vasquez, at second, Keith, and at first base, Stephenson. The payoff pitch, ground ball third base line, and it's a foul ball. Called foul by the home plate umpire, and it looked to be just left of the bag. Fine just hooking one, a little foul down the third base line, and it'll keep it a 1-2 count. Chinooks looking out there just because the pitch was inside, just a little right down the middle, almost. I should say belt high and inside. 1-2 count, 1 out. Fox looking for a ground ball here. Brazil at third base dove. It missed his glove in foul territory. Payoff pitch. Smash third base side and foul. And a dive from Sam Brace, the third base line coming out, trying to body up the ball. It's something the pitchers for the Chinooks do, just trying to body up the ball. It's hit down their way, and he came diving out, slid in, and he was ready to body it up. 1-2 pitch for a 4th straight time, 1 out. Fox coming set. Fastball thrown away. Trying to get Fine to chase. He does not. And it'll be a 2-2 count to the Simi Valley, California freshman at San Diego State. And that's going to hit him as the pitch runs inside. A run will come in. And now the go-ahead run has come in. The battle between Fox and Fine goes in the favor of the Oilers. And so the Chinooks will get a left-hander warming up. It's Tyler Weinkoop. One out still in the inning. The go-ahead run has come in with the tying run here in the sixth. And the first, only one run credited to Barker as that misses low. Connor McCord at the plate. The shift is on as he is today 0 for 2 with a walk. Walked in his first at bat. 2 groundouts to second base. Can the Chinooks turn a double play and get out of jeopardy here? Ground ball to second. Fielded. Thrown to second. The throw to first. And it's going to be picked. And he's safe at first base on the RBI groundout. As now it's 6-4. 3 runs in the inning. And a throw over from Dylan Gardner a little high. And Pate Fullerton just couldn't get it out. Had to come back down on the bag. Throwing to first. Picked at first by Freeman. Saved a run. But now you got Servine, who is 2 for 3 at the plate. He flew out to deep left center field in his last at bat. Two runs credited to Barker in the inning. Curveball, first pitch, front door, misses inside. Runners on the corners. Chinooks trying to hold on to a 2-run deficit against them here after giving up 3 in the 6th. And the pitch. Popped up and out of play. Fullerton was still talking at shortstop with Dylan Gardner at second base when the pitch was thrown. Still kind of startled him just a second. Weinkoop warming in the bullpen, and a 1-1 pitch as time is called from the pitching coach Chris Beck. He'll trot out to the mound. We'll pause here for a moment. 6-4 the score when we come back. Well, we are back, meeting adjourned, and it's 1-1 count, 2 outs. Fox coming set. The delivery to Servine. Out in front, big swing, and strike 2. Went with the curveball inside. On deck, on first base, McCord after the RBI fielder's choice ground out. Chinooks not being able to turn a double play today. And the 1-2 pitch to Servine. Not going. In the dirt, good block by J. Paul Fullerton. Time granted to Fullerton. He's going to have to shake off his right hand as he almost basically just barehanded the ball. Saw his Dryden home plate umpire giving him a minute. He understands how that feels already in this game, and taking a bat to the left hand might have a little bit more force than a baseball. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Can the Chinooks strand 2 Oilers and get out of it? Try and have a big inning, come back down 2 runs, 6-4. Delivery. Poke to right field. Brandon Cody going over, will reach up, make the grab. So 2 runners stranded on the flyout from Servine. And it's 6-4. Chinooks try to get the 2 runs back. When we come back, you're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Daniel Freeman will step in as the leadoff here. As it'll be Freeman, Brandon Cody, Joe Brazil. Chinooks gave up 3 runs in the top of the 6th. They're down 6-4. First pitch from Servine is ball 1 low. Servine started the game and is going to be playing both ways now for the rest of it. I believe Calvin Ferris entered into right field. Jaden Fine, the original right fielder, moves to third. And curveball hits the bottom of the strike zone for a 1-1 count. And missing low, scooped up behind the plate by Villa. Third pitcher in to face the Chinook hitting for the Oilers, as it was Jake Adams who started the game. Drew Thorpe pitched last inning, gave up a run, and now that pitch, fastball down the middle from Servine. He'll pat his chest, explaining that he did not mean to throw it down the middle. 2-2 count, no outs. Can Freeman reach for a second time? He reached via the error from the first baseman in the 4th. Servine, a deep breath, will begin his windup and the pitch. Curveball, it saws him off. It's past the glove. Picked up by Camden Vasquez, throw to first, and he's out. It was a good pitch. Looked like it might have been a little too far inside, but Freeman gets a piece of it. Servine laid out, did not make the catch. Chinooks still trail by 2. It brings up Brandon Cody, who's reached both times via the walk. Cody today, a run scored, a stolen base, and 2 walks. Right fielder for the Chinooks. He's chased down a couple fly balls out there. Curveball up and in, big looper, falls off the table inside ball 1. Eight hits for the Oilers, 1 for the Chinooks, and yet it's still a 2-run ball game. Ground ball hit to the shortstop Messenger. He'll field it, take his feet, and throw to first, and he's safe at first base. Took too much time. That goes as a base hit. Infield single for Brandon Cody for the second hit of the ballgame as Messenger shuffled his feet, patted his glove, and the Kansas Jayhawk unable to get the ball over in time. Brandon Cody just hustling it out. And Joe Brazil up next into the ground ball double play for the 2 outs in the 4th inning. Servine, couple dummy shakes, the delivery. Strike 1 paints the corner. Servine's numbers this season, 6.43 earned run average. Has started 1 of the 4 games he's appeared in. 7 innings on the mound, 7 hits given up, 7 runs, 5 of which earned, and 9 walks. A 1 pitch, curveball, and just a defensive swing an aggressive swing by Joe Brazil, way out in front. He'll have to battle with 2 strikes against him. On deck, Pate Fullerton. Tyler Weinkoop still warming in the bullpen for the Chinooks. We'll likely see him for the 7th. Low and away, picked up by Villa. Cody still put at first and had his 3rd stolen base of the season earlier. Just now 15 games into the season. The 1-2 pitch awaiting. Servine, the delivery. Big swing and a miss as that's in the dirt. Curveball will get Brazil swinging, and Pate Fullerton comes up next. Second out of the inning. Chinooks would like to get 1 back here if Cody can find a way to second base. On deck, Dylan Gardner in the top of the order. Up and in to Pate Fullerton, ball 1. Fullerton today, a walk in the 2nd and a ground out to the pitcher that ended the 4th. The 1-0 pitch And it's fastball way up and out. 2-0. Well, we see Cody try and take off here to second base. I think if I was him, I'm waiting until he gets a strike on Fullerton. Servine coming set. Has some speed behind the fastball. And he'll work here. Too far outside. 3-0 count to Fullerton. Fullerton serving as the tying run at the plate right now. Dylan Gardner on deck. Looking for his first base hit. He's walked twice today and grounded into a double play back in the second. The 3-0 pitch. And inside, strike one. Brandon Cody, a step off first. He'll take two more. And Servine will just step off casually. Servine, a two-way guy, and numbers-wise, he's a better hitter than pitcher, but he's doing well so far today. He's got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And his next pitch. Poked foul. It'll be a full count awaiting as Brandon Cody will be taking off and be on the move. A base hit could potentially bring in Cody. Chinooks gave up 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and 3 in the top half of this inning. Offensively, they've gained 2 in the first, 1 in the second to take the lead, and 1 in the fifth to take the lead as well. They're looking for a comeback here. Next pitch for Servine is low and outside. It'll be a walk. And so the tying one will reach. It's Dylan Gardner up next. Tying run at first. Dryden, the home plate umpire, out to break up the tying of the shoe from the pitcher, Servine. No one warming in the bullpen either. Runners on first and second. Chinooks need 1 here, at least, with a runner in scoring position. Brandon Cody out at second base. On paper, the Chinooks should not be anywhere close in this ball game. It's 6-4 though, and the Oilers ahead. 8 hits for the Oilers, only 2 for the Chinooks. 1 was the infield single from Brandon Cody, who really should have been on. It was just a ground ball to the shortstop, Skylar Messenger, and he's unable to make the play, and that just goes as hustle for Brandon Cody. His parents in attendance tonight would like to see him score a second time. Dylan Gardner at the plate. Can he produce his first hit of the season? In the dirt. And runners will move up to third. The throw is going to get wide, but Jaden Fine just gets a handle on it and runs over in foul territory to get it. Brandon Cody at third. Now the tying run is 180 feet away at second base in Pate Fullerton. Goes as a wild pitch against Servine. Gardner will look for a base hit to try and bring in 2 and tie this ball game at 6 each. Can the Oklahoma State Cowboy bring in his first 2 RBIs? Does not swing there, and it's a fastball painting the corner. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Servine, 2 dummy shakes. Will come set, the deep breath. Fullerton big lead at second, and the delivery. Fastball misses way out. Servine trying to throw a little more oomph on that fastball, and he just overthrew it. Jess Davis on deck, looking to reach for his first time today, keep the streak alive. He has reached in every game he's played in. Servine, the 2-1 pitch, 2 outs. And that's strike 2 on the corner. Gardner will have to pitch from behind. Yesterday, myself, Jake D'Amelio, one of the shortstops and infielders for the Chinooks, and Dylan Gardner all went in high catcher's pass. That was a fun time with host family for Dylan. A few of the relatives went with us. Servine wanting a recap on the pitches. as they'll step off. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Runners in scoring position at second and third, Cody and Fullerton. Chinooks looking for a big third hit. And a second time, Servine will step out. Servine awaiting the next pitch to Gardner. Gardner in the left-hander's batter's box. The wind-up, the 2-2 count. And strike 3 as it just nicks the corner. Gardner will go down on strike. Chinooks strand 2 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. 6-4, Oilers leading the Chinooks. Well, we are ready to go as the first pitch is a strike from Tyler Weinkoop. Justin Fox gave up 1 hit by pitch, 1 run, no earned runs. But in his outing, 3 runs did score, as it was 2 of Michael Barker's runs who finished up last inning with 4 walks on the day, 2 strikeouts, 5 runs, and 7 hits. Curveball there, strike 2, 1-2 count. No outs here, Tyler Weinkoop. Payoff pitch is curveball, hit on a 1-hopper to the backhand side of Gardner. Throws him out at first to get Villa for out number 1 here in the 7th. 6-4 the score. 2-run lead for the Oilers, as Jonathan Villa grounds out for a second time today in a row to second base. Skylar Messenger has reached every time a walk, 2 singles, and the RBI single back in the 3rd. Has not scored today, however, but did start off the last inning before getting out on the fielder's choice. Hit down the left field line. Hayden Keller, a long run, and it's going to be extra bases. First pitch hung over the middle of the plate. Keller will pick it up. And so that'll be a 1-out double for Messenger. 9th hit for the Oilers. They lead by 2. It's 6-4. Next up is, I believe, Calvin Ferris. Yes, he came in to play right field. One out in the inning. Lefty on lefty matchup. Winecoop versus Ferris. El Cajon, California, as is Jake Finn from there as well, the hometown. Sophomore year at Brown University. Upstairs, ball 1. Time called as Fullerton wants to have a conversation with Winecoop, and it's a quick conversation at that. So, hey, how you going conversation? Real quick, just check in and check out. Messenger at second base here with 1 out, and Chinooks cannot afford to give up another run. Right-hander warming in the bullpen, I believe, is Damon Keith. You cannot fall behind against Ferris. He had a grand slam last week when the Chinooks were on the road, and a 12-7 win for the Oilers over the Chinooks. And that's just 12-7 in the late innings. Chinooks unable to come back. Then it was the 8-6 game and a 3-2 ball game. 3-1 count. Winecoop's curveball falls upstairs. And with this lefty on lefty matchup down the left field line, Winecoop's 3-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle. Strike 2. Big pitch awaiting. Can Winecoop pick up a strikeout here against Calvin Ferris? With 1 out, keep a runner at second base. Winecoop comes set. Checks the runner at second. And the delivery. Curveball, strike 3. Will get Ferris swinging for strikeout number 1 on the day for Tyler Winecoop. Since entering here in the 7th, Chinooks have 9 outs offensively to try and come back. They're down 2 runs, and Stephenson up next, the center fielder. First pitch, curveball, strike 1 to Stephenson. Although the Chinooks only have 2 hits offensively, they've had 9 walks and have actually hurt themselves by grounding into 2 double plays. One with the bases loaded, and then another as well that Chinooks are only able to get a single run across off of. 1-1 count, fastball missing away to Stephenson, 2 outs. Two outs, next pitch. Check swing, good block from Fullerton as Messenger stays at second base. Picked up his 3rd double against the Chinooks and 3rd double of the season. It's all come to either the left side of the left fielder or in left center. Ground ball to shortstop. Fullerton taking the hop, the throw to first, and out number 3. So good job by the Chinooks to keep it a 6-4 ball game. And Tyler Winecoop. When we come back, it's the 2-3-4 up. Jess Davis, Hayden Keller, Ethan English to try and come back in this ball game. They're down 2. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Jess Davis up next. He'll face Giancarlo Servine. Chinooks trailing 6-4. They're trying to get some offensive burst hitting-wise going. They've had 9 walks offensively and 2 hits, 2 ground ball double plays as well. Scored 2 runs off the hit, off the wall from J. Paul Fullerton in the first, and since then, Brandon Cody had the single last inning. Other than that, it hasn't been any other hit. Hayden Keller on deck. Jess Davis at the plate trying to reach first time today. Sack bunt back in the 5th. Strikeout and a flew out to left field in his first 2 at-bats. 0-1 pitch. Ball 1 in the dirt. Villa blocks it up. Jess Davis, a left-handed hitting center fielder, had to hustle down a few balls in the outfield today. He'd like to hustle his way on to first base here and bring the tying run to the plate. Now in the 7th inning. Give you an update for the other score as it's a 2-1 count here to Jess Davis coming up after the pitch. And the delivery. Poke foul and out of play. It'll keep it a 2-2 count. It's a 3-2 lead right now in the top of the 4th for the Pilots against the Miners. Miners have climbed back into that one. Started out as a 2-0 ball game. Pilots still have the upper hand currently. They've got a doubleheader tonight. Game 2 starting at 10 o'clock. They'll get done at midnight. Inside, missing low, and that'll work it a full count. Servine thought it was strikeout number 2 for him. He struck out, number 3, Dylan Gardner, to end the last inning with runners on 2nd and 3rd. And now the Chinooks have a full count to Jess Davis to open up this bottom of the 7th inning. Ground ball hit foul down the first base line, and a good job of spoiling the inside fastball. Might have been the top of the zone. Can't take any chances there. Davis trying to reach first time today, keep the streak alive for him of reaching in every game so far this season he's played in. And he'll work through it here. Off the plate and called for a strikeout as it was a good 3 balls off, but a pitcher's pitch, strikeout to lead off this bottom of the 7th inning, brings up Hayden Keller. A late call, but it may have been a makeup from the last pitch, as it looked a lot closer than that one. But all the same, Keller trying to get the offense going here, 1 out. Check swing did not go around. The appeal down the third base line, he did not. Lucido Munoz says no. Ethan English on deck. Chinooks trying to get the offense rolling here with Hayden Keller. First pitch from Servine, off the plate, strike 1. 1-1 count, 1 out. Villa setting up in. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count, 1 out. Keller grounding out to second in the 5th. And has 2 flyouts as well. 0 for 3 today. Trying to reach first time. Had a single in his lone at bat on Wednesday. And he'll just get a piece of it. Poke it up and out of play. In these next 3 games, all here at home between the Chinooks and Oilers, they're battling for last place. A third of the way, I guess, nearing a third of the way through the season. Off the plate, and that'll be a 2-2 count, 1 out. It was almost, maybe a little bit further out to the full count pitch to Jess Davis, called for strike 3. Two count, 1 out. The next pitch from Servine, off the plate, full count awaiting. Second full count in a row. Keller would like to reach, bring the tying run, Ethan English to the plate. Jess Davis came in to the ball game with the second highest average, 288, but he's 0 for 4 today. 0 for 3, Ball low, and that'll be a walk to put on Keller. So the tying run will come to the plate in Ethan English, J. Paul Fullerton on deck. Has 2 flyouts to center and an RBI double. English, on the other hand, 2 walks and a strikeout looking. That strikeout looking in the 3rd. Servine comes set, and the delivery. In the dirt, good block from Villa. Keller will stay put at first. Keller has 2 stolen bases, 2 for 2 on the season. One of 2 players in double-digit RBIs. And just 1 behind Brandon Cody. Pops it up on the infield. Connor McCord at first base will make the grab, and Hayden Keller stays put. So it brings up J. Paul Fullerton on the foul fly out from Ethan English. Chinooks have shot themselves in the foot tonight, leaving runners on base or grounding into double plays. Twice tonight have they done that, and once with the bases loaded. On deck, Freeman. J. Paul Fullerton looking for a 3rd RBI if he can plate one here. Maybe tie this ball game. Belt one out of here off of Servine. Pickoff attempt over. McCord on the recovery, but will send Hayden Keller safely sliding into first. Keller with good speed. He just needs a good jump. Servine with much quicker delivery home. The delivery. Strike 1 paints the corner. Curveball misses low. Good take. It'll tie the count up at 1-1. Congratulations to the Dodgers. They won off of a walk-off against the Colorado Rockies, one of the best teams in baseball, and now have a record of 53-25. Keller not going. Smashed way foul, and if it's fair, it's gone, but it's way foul. It's fair on the other field, though, on the right side of this one. Gets over the fence over there. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Next pitch awaiting for Fullerton. Tyler O'Clair will make the start tomorrow, the 2 o'clock game here against the Oilers, right after church. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Villa setting up away. And the delivery. Ground ball up the middle. It'll be fielded, and they'll tag Hayden Keller out for the last out of this inning. Chinooks have 6 outs left. They're down 6-4. Tyler Weinkoop in defense coming back out for the Chinooks. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.
And the Chugiak High School class of 1999. Number 6.
Well, Tyler Weinkoop came in last inning, got a strikeout and a hit against him, but no runs, no walks, and he'll lead off to the top of the 8th inning on the mound with the windup to Damon Keith. Cappered right back to him, first pitch, rollover, and The throw to first is picked up by Daniel Freeman, and Keith will just slowly walk and touch first base for out number 1. Upset with himself on the rollover. He is now 1 for 5 today. Had a hit in the 6th on the single to the left side. Good pitch from Winecoop. Chinooks will have Freeman, Cody, and Brazil, the 3 batters up in the bottom of the inning. Bunt shown, pulled back, bounces in the dirt to the left-hander Camden Vasquez. Intentionally walked in the 6th, struck out twice in the 2nd and 4th, and the double scored a run in the 1st to get the scoring going for the Oilers. They lead by 2 now. One-0 pitch is going to be swung on, poked down the left field line, way out of play. Ethan English getting going in the bullpen for the Chinooks. He has not pitched this season so far. Told me before the game that he thought he was going to get a little bit of time on the mound. The Chinooks would like to get him going a little bit. He's a right-handed pitcher in college as well and is transferring over to John A. Logan College. Curveball inside, strike 2. 1-2 count, 1 out. Chinooks looking for a come-from-behind victory, down 2 runs here, 6-4, after giving up 3 in the 6th inning. Wind up in the pitch from Winecoop. Delivery. Fastball missing in the right-hander's batter's box. Vasquez, the .329 hitter, entering into the ballgame tonight. And so far is 1 for 2 with a walk. Fastball upstairs, full count will await for Vasquez, 1 out. Jaden Fine hit by a pitch to bring in the go-ahead run, make it a 5-4 ball game in the 6th. Had the RBI hit by pitch. Ground ball right back to Winecoop. First 2 outs will come via the ground out to the pitcher. And so to bring up Jaden Fine. Fine, the right-hander, a freshman at San Diego State University, 6'3", 205 hitter, will step in. Fine this season, 133 hitter. And he's got a hit by pitch, walk, and a double scored Vasquez in the 1st. He'll take strike 1, lower 3rd. Flew out in the 3rd to right field to open the inning up. Chinooks don't need them all in the bottom half of the inning, but they'd like to get one at least tied up in both the next innings. Only 2 opportunities at the plate left. Curveball in the dirt, check swing from Fine, but definitely didn't go around. 1-1 count, good block from J. Paul Fullerton, working on the technique there. Nobody on base. He's been solid defensively, as well as offensively today. Brought in the first 2 runs. And the windup here from Winecoop. Hit hard to left field, and Hayden Keller stutters for a sec, will make the catch. 3 up, 3 down go the Oilers. The Chinooks will have Freeman, Cody, and Brazil when we come back, trying to score some runs against Giancarlo Servine and company for the Oilers. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball when we come back. Daniel Freeman to lead off the inning, and he'll have Brandon Cody up next. Cody has reached every time he's come to the plate, 2 walks and a single. Infield single back in the 6th, grounded it to Skylar Messenger, who didn't get it over in time to first base. Freeman, on the other hand, today, reached by an error back in the 4th and grounded out to second to lead off the 6th. Curveball, first pitch low, and it'll be ball 1 as it bounces behind the plate. Freeman trying to get going again offensively. Servine has pitched 2 innings. Has a strikeout in both innings, but 1 hit given up, no runs, and 2 walks. 1 walk in each inning. 2-0 count, pitch missing low and off the plate. Oilers do not have a pitcher warming. The 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Freeman. Fastball hits the inside part of the plate. Chinooks trying to get a little bit of life here, down 2 runs. It's 6-4. They've got 6 outs left. Try and bring in as many as they can. Ground ball third base side, way foul, down to the bullpen. And so Freeman going to have to battle with 2 strikes against him here. Two-two pitch from Servine. Curveball, foul tipped into the glove of Villa, and down goes Freeman swinging. Out number 1 in the inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, hamburgers and hot dogs are half off at the Chinooks shop. Half off at the
Still
Chinooks
6-4.
shop. All hamburgers and hot dogs.
Both teams have an error. 9 hits for the Oilers, 2 for the Chinooks. 6-4 the score. Mason Corbett comes on deck. He'll be up next. Trying to get Brandon Cody on here. Strike 1, lower third to Cody. Cody coming out of Biola University. 2 other teammates on the team, Hannes Kindreich and Joey Levitt. Big swing and a miss. 0-2 count, 1 out. Oh, 2 pitch. And that's going to hit him on the fastball that ran inside. 0-2 pitch got away, and that might have knocked the wind out of Cody. He's down on his knees over here on the left. And a tough break. He will still reach all 4 times today as he'll take a deep breath. Servine checking on him, asked if he's okay. It was a fastball that ran hard right to the middle of the back, and that definitely doesn't feel good. He's going to tough it out, though. He's got a smile on his face down at first base with Dalton Smith, the assistant coach, first base coach, and Connor McCord, who pats him on the backside there. Brings up the left-handed hitting Mason Corbett to pinch hit here. First pitch from Servine is inside, strike 1. Fastball inside, first pitch. Runner going, the throw down from second, the tag, and he's called out, sliding in. Good scoop and laid down the tag from Messenger. Good throw from Villa, all the same, and it's got to be quick if you're going to get Brandon Cody. Trying to put himself in scoring position. Force some action, and that's a second out of the inning, and 1-1 count here to Mason Corbett. First time Brandon has been caught stealing. Off the plate, and that'll work a 2-1 count here to Corbett. Curveball misses low. 3-1, 2 outs. On deck, Paige Fullerton. Ethan English still warming up easily in the bullpen. Just playing nice and easy catch right now. Might see him next inning for the top of the 9th. And that's off the plate. So Mason Corbett continues the streak. Will reach in every game so far this season he's played in. Paige Fullerton comes up next, and a tough break for the Chinooks. They would have runners on first and second, but Brandon Cody forcing action, but was caught stealing. He already had a stolen base today. One of 3 stolen bases for the Chinooks. All came against Jake Adams. Big lead for Mason Corbett. Wants to get into scoring position. Ball 1 low to Pete Fullerton. Fullerton today, 2 walks and a ground out to the pitcher. It's been the same story for Servine every inning, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Ball off the plate, and it'll work a 2-0 count to Pete Fullerton. We'll pause here for a moment. Pitching coach Ryan Duran out to have a conversation with Servine. Two 2-0 count as Coach Duran, the assistant coach and pitching coach for the Oilers, will walk back to the dugout. Mason Corbett at first base, tying run at the plate in Pate Fullerton, and on deck Dylan Gardner. The 2-0 pitch from Servine is strike 1 on the corner. Good pitch on the black. He'll quickly come set. And he will not pick there. It's big swing, ties the count up at 2-2, 2 outs. Fullerton long swing, a little out in front, tried to hold up a half sack. Corbett at first. Not going. And strike 3. So Fullerton will go down looking for the 3rd out, and Chinooks will have to do it in the bottom of the 9th. They'll have the top of the order up with Dylan Gardner, Jess Davis, and Aiden Keller. But they're down 2 runs. Ethan English will be pitching. When we come back, you're listening to Chinooks Baseball. Ethan English will be in the pitch. Connor McCord will ground out to Pate Fullerton right into the shift up the middle. And so he is 0 for 3 today with 1 RBI on the ground out fielder's choice in the 6th. But has now grounded out 3 times to the middle infield. Giancarlo Servine steps in next. He's pitching on the mound, has done well in his 3 innings, and fastball from Ethan English just misses. English making his first appearance on the mound for the Chinooks. Haven't seen him at all this season. And that pitch missing off the plate. 2-0 count. English working in high. Fastball is in the low 90s. And a right-hander brewing for the Oilers right now currently, as it's a 3-0 count. English going to have to find his stuff again. Wynkoop, 1 hit, 1 strikeout in his 2 innings. No runs given up, no walks. Did a pretty good job. 3-0 pitch. Big swing from Servine, and it's all the way to the backstop. As it'll work a 3-1 count. Good hustle from Fullerton behind the plate to come over and grab the ball. As the on-deck batter Villa, I guess, didn't see it. 3-1 pitch from English. Fastball missing high. So that'll be a walk. Servine will be on for a 3rd time today. Led off his first 2 at-bats with singles, both to the shortstop, paid Fullerton, and then 2 pop-outs. 1 to center, 1 to right, now walked. Gonna have a pinch runner come in for Servine, and I believe Servine's day is done since he can't re-enter there. Unless they are running for the pitcher, that's the only way. But all the same, there is a right-hander warming in the bullpen for the Oilers. Surprised it's not Connor McCord after how well he's done, but he had made a start the other night and had 4 unearned runs against him. Other than that, did pretty well, and he had the Chinooks number last week when he came in to pitch in relief. Chinooks couldn't get a run against him in the 3-2 loss. Villa steps in. He is 0 for 2, with 2 groundouts, a walk, and a sac fly. Popped up and out of play, first pitch inside. Travis Bohall in to run. Big fastball, big strike. It's an 0-2 count, 1 out. Big swing from Villa. Skylar Messenger on deck, the shortstop. English, a check of first base. Not going, and off the end of the bat to Mason Corbett. He dribbles it around. That's going to be an error against Corbett. As Villa makes it to first. And Corbett not feeling well the past few days. Now coming in. He did walk in his only at-bat, but he makes the error there. And the inning continues with Messenger. Chinooks trail 6-4. They'll have to do it in the bottom of the inning, but they're looking for a ground ball double play. It's off the end of the bat. Turn, throw to second. Pate Fullerton, the first on the double play by Ethan English. Pate Fullerton to Daniel Freeman. They'll get out of it on a good double play. First double play turn from him. Good job by Ethan English in his first outing in relief. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball. They've got to do it. Tie the ball game with 2 runs or push ahead with a walk-off. It's going the distance, 6-4. Chinooks will send their top of the order back out with Dylan Gardner when we come back. Damon Keith will come into pitch now and replace Giancarlo Servine. Keith comes in with a perfect ERA, has given up six hits and 3 runs, but all runs unearned. 1 walk, does not walk a lot of guys. Keith, the two-way guy, as are many players on the team. Drew Thorpe, Giancarlo Servine, 3 of the 4 pitchers today, and Dylan Gardner to lead off. Pops it up, and on the left side of the infield, it's in foul territory. A long run for the left fielder, and third baseman, it goes in and out of his glove of Jaden Fine. New life for Dylan Gardner. Jess Davis on deck, the Chinooks center fielder. Damon Keith, a save opportunity for him, and he has 1 save already this year. 0-1 pitch, no outs, the slow windup, and the delivery. That's strike 2, enter third to Gardner. Gardner still 0 for the season, but he has walked twice today. A strikeout and scored 2 runs and a stolen base. 6-4 the score, payoff pitch. Big swing and a miss, strikeout for the second straight at bat for Gardner, as it'll bring up Jess Davis, 1 out in the inning. Keith picking up his 4th strikeout of the season. And Davis trying to keep his streak alive down to his final at bat. He has reached in every game he's played in, now making his 5th at bat. 2 strikeouts today, sack, bunt, and a fly out to left field. Big swing and a miss, fastball upstairs. And that'll work an 0-1 count here. On deck, Hayden Keller. Catcher sets up in, pops it up in foul territory, coming over with the hustle, and Villa's not going to be able to grab it. So 0-2 count, 1 out. So Jess Davis going to have to compete at the plate here, down to his last strike, and Hayden Keller on deck. Would like to have someone on base. Ethan English, the pitcher for the Chinooks, coming in relief, is going to be up after him if Chinooks can bring the tying run to the plate. Fastball upstairs, just missing. It was a little too high for Keith to try and get a swing from Jess Davis. Davis will have to regroup with himself. The windup again from Damon Keith. Ground ball hit hard to right field, and it's going to get through for a base hit. So Jess Davis does keep the streak alive on a base hit. Tying run comes to the plate in Hayden Keller, and he's got 2 home runs this season. Can he get one out of here and tie the ball game? 3rd hit of the night for the Chinooks. They trail by 2. Davis this season, most stolen bases on the team, 3 times any other Chinook at 6. Strike on the corner. Davis has been caught stealing, though, 3 of the 9 times he's attempted. Keller taking strike 1. The next pitch. Hit hard to right center field. That's going to get down. Jess Davis heading over to third base. The throw is in, and runners are on the corners as Hayden Keller picks up a single. So the tying run now at first base. Ethan English up next. English, one of 3 players on the team with a home run. If he gets one out of here, he had one against the Oilers last week, and he serves as the go-ahead run. If he can hit a walk-off 3-run home run here, Chinooks will win the game against the Oilers. On deck, J. Paul Fullerton. Righty-on-righty matchup. English today has 2 walks, a strikeout, and a foul flyout in his last at-bat to the first baseman. 1 out in the inning, runner at third base. And runner at first, strike 1 on the corner from Keith. Big swing from Hayden Keller to right center field. Chased down by Calvin Ferris, who gets it in quickly. Runners are on the corners. Curveball here and left hanging, but dribbled foul by Ethan English. He'll have to compete at the plate here, try and put something in play. You want to stay out of the middle of the infield with the ground ball double play. Try and grab something hard to the outfield. 0-2 count, 1 out, but you got to put something in play regardless. Force action against the defense of the Oilers. The 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Sails high. Fullerton wants a crack at it on deck as well. Runners on the corners. Let's see if Ethan English can find a way on, maybe bring in a run. Poke foul, just got a piece of it. Good swing from Ethan English. 1-2 count, 1 out. Keith, couple shakes, wants to get his pitch, and he gets it. He gets ready to go. Curved ball, puffed up in foul territory. Going to be a tough play for Connor McCord. Is he going to make it? And he lays out full extension, but unable to grab it. So, new life again for Ethan English. Just trying to foul off a couple pitches. A big breaking curveball there for Damon Keith. Can Ethan English put one in the left center gap? Try and bring in 2 runners with the speed of Hayden Keller. Get out to second base and try and come in with J. Paul Fullerton on a base hit. 1-2 count, 1 out. Ethan English a deep breath. Keith coming set. And the 1-2 delivery. In the dirt. Kept in front by Villa. Good block. Good at bat here between English and Keith. Keith, couple shakes. Looking for his pitch. The 2-2 count delivery. Curveball off the plate. A full count will ensue. 1 out. Curveball broke way out. Quite a few fans coming as well if they're on the first base side. Whether they're Chinooks or Oilers, I do not know. But quite a few fans, if they are for the Oilers, there's quite a few fans for them. Full count, 1 out. Catcher setting up away. Delivery. Off the plate. Bases will load for J. Paul Fullerton. And the tying run moves up to second base. The winning run at first with Ethan English. J. Paul Fullerton, the double with 2 RBIs brought in to tie the game at 2 apiece. In the first, can he put one to the outfield here? We'll pause for a moment. Via trotting out for a conversation with Keith. Well, we got an update for you. The Pilots and Miners game. Pilots leading the Miners 5-2 in the top of the 7th inning. And right back here, it's a bases loaded. Ethan English drawing the walk. J. Paul Fullerton looking for at least 2 RBIs here. Tie this ball game at 6 each. Maybe bring in 3. Hit one to the wall and off it in the first. He'll look for a good pitch from Keith here. The delivery. Chop to the right side. Is it going to get through? It's bobbled by the first baseman. Close play at first. The out made. It's going to bring the second out across. But Daniel Freeman will have to have a big at-bat here, as Fullerton just missed the base hit to right field a little out in front. 6-5. Chinooks have the tying run at third. The go-ahead run, a base hit, could win this ball game. It's Daniel Freeman, 2 outs in the inning. Bobbled by McCord. He stayed with it. Keith covering. First earned run given up by Keith of the season. First pitch to Freeman awaiting. The delivery. Fastball on the corner, strike 1. Brandon Cody on deck. Has reached every time today. 1 hit by pitch, 2 walks, and a single. Runners on second and third. The 0-1 pitch from Keith ensuing. Curveball and strike 2, lower third. Freeman at the battle here. Try and put something in play. Freeman, the 5th highest batting average, 242 on the season. 8 hits. He's looking for a 9th in a big spot. Ground ball, third base side. It's fielded by Fine. The throw to first, and the out made. So the Chinooks will drop this game by a run, 6-5, after giving up 3 in the 6th. Have a lot of fight trying to come from behind here, but 2 runners stranded. Just couldn't get the runs going, and unfortunately for the Chinooks, they dropped. And we'll start a 1-game losing streak. They'll try and come back tomorrow, though, at 2 o'clock. Tune in. The Chinooks play the Oilers again before Monday night as well at 7 o'clock. You can see them there. On Tuesday, it's the Pilots here at Lee Jordan Field, and back-to-back games on Wednesday and Thursday of next week against the Bucks. Thank you for listening. It's 6-5. Freeman grounds out to end the ball game. A good play from Fine, and just a tough loss for the Chinooks trying to come from behind in the 9th inning. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're listening to Chinooks Baseball.